A prisoner is losing his testicle after a vicious prison justice beatdown. Oh, this happened in HMP Berwyn, which is in Wales. And before I get into the story, I will tell you a little bit about HMP Berwyn. But this punishment beating, which was handed down in 2024, I believe it was, I'll tell you in a second. And this type of prison justice is absolutely brilliant when you hear it, because this inmate was in for attacking a baby. So HMP Berwyn is a Category C men's prison, a resettlement jail, which opened in 2017, and it is actually the largest prison in the UK, accommodating over 2,000 inmates. It's focused on rehabilitation, supposedly, but it is definitely not, because there's a lot of stories come out of HMP Berwyn, and they thought they were opening a resettlement prison with 2,000 prisoner capacity, but it is an absolute shithole. Even though it has got maybe state-of-the-art things inside of it, it is an absolute shithole. But it does say HMP Berwyn capacity and type holds approximately 2,100 Category C male inmates, though it also accommodates some Category B prisoners. So now getting into the story, people, what you all want to hear. So a prisoner in Wrexham who was jailed for seriously injuring a baby is about to lose his testicle after he was brutally attacked by 4 inmates. Well done to the 4 inmates. Qasim Afzal was set up in his cell at HMP Berwyn while the attackers filmed the beating they inflicted upon him. Caernarfon Crown Court heard the attack was so severe, one of the victim's testicles had died and may have to be surgically removed. In February 2024, the pre-planned attack was carried out by 4 inmates because Afzal had attacked and injured a 4-month-old baby. Now, that is an absolute wronging, a bacon. Even though he hasn't done anything sex, he's attacked the baby. He's still classed as a bacon. A bacon isn't just somebody who has done something to a little one, like I've just said. But I don't know whether or not this has actually happened on a bacon wing, which I don't think it has. I think a lot of them in HMP Berwyn, because it's a Category C, it's a resettlement prison, they're all mixed in, because that is what they're trying to do. With a lot of these Category C prisons, they're saying, why should they be separated? They're not separated on the outside in the community, so we'll house them all together. And there has been a lot of attacks like this happening. So on Friday, April the 17th, Abu-Manahim, 30, of HMP Berwyn, Zaheer Hussain, 28, of HMP Berwyn, Farhar Khan, 29, of HMP Oakwood, and Russell Lloyd, 34, of HMP Berwyn, were sentenced after admitting causing grievous bodily harm without the intent, because they made a plea deal and it took this long for it to get to court. And for that, I do believe, when I read on one of the other articles, they were sentenced to an additional 2.5 years in prison, which they'll probably serve about 12 months on top. That 12 months inside is worth every day for getting justice upon that wronging. Abu-Manahim filmed the attack on a mobile phone. The court heard Abu-Manahim had 53 convictions, 85 offences including battery, ABH, attempted robbery, possession of a weapon, robbery, affray, and assaulting an emergency worker. So the ones that inflicted the injuries upon him are in for violent offences. They are not bacons. But like I've said, bacons, people who's attacked little ones, which are bacons, are all getting mixed in together, and that is why they're getting attacked. Well done for the prison for housing them all together, and well done for the inmates for inflicting prison justice. Hussain had 16 convictions for 33 offences, including battery, assault, wounding with intent, and in possession of a blade. Lloyd had 21 convictions, 39 offences, including robbery, attempted robbery, ABH, battery, and making threats to kill. Cairn had 4 convictions for 12 related offences. Gareth Morley, prosecuting Abu-Manahim, said there had been a long delay bringing the case to court and said his client had played a different role in filming the incident and no violence was attributed to him. Euros Jones for Hussain said he was 20 years old when he entered custody and was now 28. He told the court that defendant's 71-year-old mother was in poor health. He said he had completed a programme on committing violent offences and wanted to move on. John Wynne Williams, representing Russell, said he had been in custody for 7 years and used his time to improve himself. He added that he was a father of 3 children with whom he had regular contact. And a fatherly instinct hearing about a baby beater on a wing has done the right thing. He knows what it's like being a parent and what it must have been like for the baby's mother, knowing that wronging had battered a 4-month-old baby. He deserved everything he gets. All these bacons like this should be put on normal location, like in this instance, and let the prisoners, the ones who've got the bottle to do it, inflict injuries. The ones who want us about a little bit of extra time to get in there, inflict that justice, and stamp on the wrong in which they've done, and that's why he's losing the testicle, because one of the stamps was fatal to his bollocks. But up in the northeast, what they would say is they stamped on his knackers, and his knackers are no more. Yeah, he's getting batterous. Buntry Bantry defendant Cairn said there had been a long delay. That's the one I've just said. During sentencing, Judge Petts said, "It is clear the 4 of you went into a cell, that this was planned, and there was a plan to film it and share it on WhatsApp." Well, I haven't seen the video, but I hope you did cover your faces up, because obviously that's probably been some of the evidence that's been shown in court leading up to it, because like I've said, they've come to an agreement. They've agreed to, instead of going to trial, if they plead guilty to wounding, which is a section 20, not with the intent. Grievous bodily harm, which is a section 20 wounding. Section 18 is grievous bodily harm with the intent, because those were the 2 charges I was in prison for, serving an IPP. And before you jump on it, the person I attacked me sister. It was a retaliation because he was keeping on griefing me sister, so I went and attacked him. Justice on the outside in my eyes. During sentencing, sorry, that was already here. This was a clear and planned attack to punish him and serve as an example to others. Well done, boys. Judge Pett said the victim had been made aware of the attack. He didn't know when somebody had given him an improvised weapon to try and defend himself. The judge said he didn't see the filming as any less culpable than the attacking. So someone's went and told the wrong, and someone's going to attack you for what you're in for. And he's armed himself with an improvised weapon to try and defend himself. Well, if he's armed himself and he's shown that he's going to use violence himself, and obviously it's been found in his pad, has the wrong'un been sentenced for having a weapon inside a prison? Should have. He described the injuries as severe. He added the most serious came from a stamp on his bollocks, which has effectively died and is likely to need surgical removal. Let the doctors do it inside a jail without any anaesthetic. Cut him open and get his bollock who do it without anaesthetic to show as another deterrent for him. Judge Pett sentenced the 4 to a further 2.5 years in prison, consecutive to their current sentences, which will result in delays to their earliest release dates and time on licence when released. Well, you could have given it concurrent. They normally do these sentences concurrent, but because it's a bacon being attacked, they've made it consecutive. If it was on the outside and you were getting jailed along with another sentence, it would be concurrent. But it's consecutive, and like I said, they'll probably serve another 12 months, because with the sentencing inside of prison, or the sentencing at the moment, I do believe sentences are 40%. Violent offences, I'm not too sure because there is a lot. That's why a lot of inmates have been getting released mistakenly because there's been that much of a head blag with the sentences. Some are 50%, some are 40%, some are 2/3. It's all different for different offences. And that is why a lot of inmates have been getting released early because the staff, the screws inside a prison, when they're writing it up or putting it on the computer, they're thinking it's 40%. Hopefully, boys, you get released after 40% because you seem like a decent bunch inflicting the injuries on this wrong'un. Let us know in the comments, your thoughts on this, whether you believe prison justice is a must and it is needed and it is used as a deterrent to the others because the rest of the bacons on that wing would have been shitting themselves. It seems like some of the lads are still in there because, like I've said, when the judge is sentencing them and he said HMP Berwyn, of HMP Berwyn, there's only one in HMP Oakwood. The rest of them are in there. Obviously, the bacon would have been separated, but I'm going to leave that one there for now, people. I know you're loving the content because these are the type of videos that you like to hear and see about prison justice, but I'm going to leave that one there for now. Hopefully you are enjoying the content, and if you are, remember to comment, like and subscribe. Also share it on your social medias, people, so people hear about this. But I'm going to leave that one there for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, but most importantly, people, stay safe.